Good morning. I'm Unique Model, aka Shantae Renee P for Positivity, and this is a channel for love and for healing. I want you to know that love begins with you, and it absolutely does. Be the love you want to see manifest in your life, and it will come. So this is a message regarding my twin flame journey. I am twin flame. Did never want to talk about this, but I knew eventually I would have to. I've mentioned it sporadically throughout this channel's history, but never really went too much into it. But I'm being called to go ahead and talk about it now. So I am going to do that. I woke up, it's about 4 o'clock, actually, almost 4:30 in the morning. I've been up since around some minutes to 3 because I had to take medicine for my shoulder and I had to eat something to actually take the medicine. So I've been up for a little while, almost 2 hours, and of course, these are the wee hours of the morning that Spirit talks to you and your spiritual team because they have your undivided attention. So, I started getting songs when I woke up. The first one was Love Without a Limit. I am clairaudient, among other spiritual gifts that have come online. So, I got Love Without a Limit by Mary J. Blige. And I got the part Loving You is all I want to do. So in this twin flame journey, you have a telepathic connection with your person, with yourself in another body. So I do get a lot of messages. I channel messages, divine masculine messages, but also other messages. But because I am a twin flame, I am able to channel divine masculine messages. So these are things that this person wants to relay to me. So I do get messages even though we are not in physical communication. So that was the first song that I got. And then the song, This Is For the Lover in You. This ring means I'll always be true, and this time is going to last forever. So I'm getting the inkling that separation, physical separation, is almost over because you're always together, even though you don't realize it, especially in the beginning, you don't. But you're one. You're always together. You're always one. So you feel what they feel what you feel. So I know, like, this pain that I'm feeling in my arm, my shoulder, if anybody has watched my channel. In the recent days, weeks, I've had a lot of pain up in here dealing with heart and throat chakra, some solar plexus issues. So blockages are being cleared at this time from like traumas, past life, family lineage, and of those things. And that is basically what the twin flame journey is about: clearing lineage, traumas, wounds, things of that nature. So we as twin flames go through things and experience things to help heal things within our family lineage. So getting back to the songs, then I got the song I'm Going Down by Mary J. Blige. So Mary J. Blige is coming through strong this morning. So this person, you may have pulled your energy back. I've pulled my energy back. You know, if anybody else resonates with this, you know, the twin flame journey and things. And so this person is going down because you've pulled your energy back because you're not around. They're not feeling you the way they once did. And that usually happens when the feminine, divine feminine, gets within union within self. And she's focused solely on self and her mission and things that she has to do in her day-to-day life, where she is not constantly aching and aching and longing for her person. Not saying that you don't think of them, because you do, but that is not the sole focus of the everyday. So then this song, I'm like, why am I getting invoked? Never gonna get it. So on the twin flame journey, that's how you feel. You feel like you're never gonna get them. You feel like you're never gonna get to union. You just feel like it feels like it's out of reach for so long until you get to a certain place and you're like, okay, and they'll show up whenever they show up. You know, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. It is what it is. So, I was titling this video as Twin Flame Journey, Dark Night of the Soul, triggered with a conversation, a hug, and a kiss. So, my spiritual awakening, and that's what the Twin Flame Journey does. It awakens you. It awakens your soul. It awakens your spirit. To basically your soul mission and what you were supposed to do. So mine started at the end of November 2018. And prior to me actually encountering my twin flame, I had written a poem called Soul Alone. I was trying to find it, but it's not in this phone. But it's one of the first poems that I wrote. If any of you have been with me this far, I started my channel not writing poetry. It was poetry that I had written, and I read the poetry. And I talked about what I was going through with each poem. So that was one of the first poems that I had actually read on my channel, and it's called Soul Alone. It's like maybe like the second video that I've ever done. I'll try to link it somehow, but I know the last time I tried, I couldn't find it. It was so far back because I have a lot of videos, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. But it's like the second poem, and it's called Soul, S-O-U-L, Alone. So I had written that, and then 2 weeks later, I had encountered this person, and you know, it felt like this is it. I found my person. Boy, was I right, and boy, was I wrong. So this person was saying things to me and speaking about spirituality and things, and I'm over here thinking that they special. I'm gonna stay over here in my lane and do what I'm doing, because at that time I was on like medications and things, because I would see things and hear things, did not know that that was a thing that people actually do or could do. I thought it was a curse and that I was doomed for life, because that is a trauma, and I'm not going to harp on it too much, but mental illness is a family wound, a family trauma that I was actually sent to help heal. So I'm not going to go too much into that, but I figured, okay, he's so special and I'm just crazy. That's how I felt. But little did I know, after our few encounters, just conversations, a hug and a kiss, each encounter, I went down a very dark path, because after being awakened and triggered, this person disappeared, wouldn't accept my calls, ignored me, blocked me, everything. And that usually happens on the twin flame journey. So that triggered my dark night of the soul. So during my dark night of the soul, I went through, my spiritual gifts started opening up, and I thought I was further losing my mind. So I was seeing things, I was hearing things. I was in a home alone, which made it worse. And this particular home I did not bless. Normally when I move into homes, I bless them prior to me and my family being in there. And on a side note, when I encountered, because I knew this person from childhood, so it wasn't like I didn't know them. I knew them from childhood, but we were just friends. That's, you know, from what I remember, even though I don't remember any particulars. They remember it more than me. I didn't remember any particulars. So I normally would bless the home, and I also was married when I encountered this person, but I was at the point where I knew I was getting divorced, and me and my ex-husband, which was my husband at the time, we had decided that we were going to get divorced. It was just that I was still where I was in the home that we had, but he wasn't even in the same state. He was stationed somewhere else because my ex-husband was military. So, but we had already decided that we were going to get divorced, even though the divorce didn't happen like till several years later. But yes, that does happen. When you encounter your twin flame, one or both of you might actually be married and some type of commitment or things. So getting back to the dark night of the soul. So I was triggered. I started seeing things that I never seen before, hearing things. I would wake up. I remember it was one time I would wake up and I would see like light beams beside the bed, and I'm just like, and I would hear stuff, and but I couldn't, and I could audibly hear stuff, but I could not make out what was being said. It had got to a point like it was kind of like they were watching over me because I was in a home by myself, and it was some other things that were going on that I'm not gonna get into, but it was kind of like for protection. But it got to the point, it was like they were coming like every night, and it got to the point and I was just like, turn over, could y'all keep it down? And I turned back over and go back to sleep. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, and that's how I was feeling at that time. I was feeling like I was losing my mind. So I actually started writing poetry more often. Like I could write a poem in less than 5-10 minutes. So at that time, I didn't know that I was a channel. That's how I can write my poetry just like that. I write music. I can turn a poem into a song if I hear a beat. It's just one of the gifts that that was awakened in me that I came here with. So that is part of my mission as far as like things that I'm supposed to do and put out. So just a side note, you will find out that you can do things that you never knew that you could do before along this journey. Did not know that I was going to be doing music. Did not know I was going to be writing. Did not know I was going to be speaking. I just heard, did not know I was going to be performing. Have not done that yet, but that's what the people are telling me. That's what they saying. So, anywho, and I've gotten this before. So I was getting through this journey, I started getting like visions and dreams and downloads and things of what was to come, and just so I could get a heads up. And I started to question, okay, oh, let me go back. So after I encountered this person, I didn't know what to think of it, except for I want this person in my life, but they are just like gone. So I started getting pulled to tarot. So like, didn't know I was gonna start doing tarot, but I felt called to tarot. So that's when I learned about a twin flame journey. Did not know what a twin flame nothing was. I knew what tarot was, but as you go along your journey, things will appear for you to give you information, and you take what resonates with you, because everything ain't for you. Everything is not going to resonate with you. So I was just looking at it for like zodiac signs, and then I'm hearing this term twin flame, and I'm like, okay, well, this kind of feels like this, but I'm like, if this is what it is, like if this is supposed to be the person, they feel like home, blah blah blah, why are they running away? Why are they ignoring me? Why is this happening? But the gist of the twin flame journey is for the divine feminine to come back into self, to come back into love of self, wholeheartedly not needing or pining for anything outside of self, and basically transforming to be metamorphosing into your best version, which you're changing basically every day. Even your appearance starts to change. If I'm I said I was going to do this. I'm going to get to it eventually. If you look at pictures from you for me, it was years ago. And you look at me now, I look, to me, I look totally different. You can see the depression, you can see the weight, you can see not just the physical weight, but you could see the heaviness of the burdens that I was carrying within my being. And now I appear more youthful, and I'm like, it's like 5-6 years later. So yeah, the journey can be long. And you will encounter this person periodically throughout the journey. You come together. Like, we've never been in a relationship. I should quote, air quote. We've never been in a physical relationship, but we have had encounters over the years. Initially, I was not living here in the area where the person is, but this is our hometown. So I ended up, after my husband and I, ex-husband and I, officially separated, I ended up back home. So I've been here for the past 6 years now. It's coming up on 6 years. I've been back home. So throughout this time, I mean, it's been years that I've gone and not spoken or seen this person. But in 2023, I saw this person a little bit more often than what I had seen. But then last year, I only saw him once. This year, I've only seen him once. And it's like, it is what it is at this point. But I've also just now come into union with self. So it all depends on you, Divine Feminine. You have to do the work and do your soul mission and do what you're called to do and work on self and work on healing your family lineage. And that's basically doing the work on yourself. You can't make anybody else do anything, trust me. Tried, been there, done that. And it's just like, I'm going to let the people. And I'm just going to do me. And it's coming to me because on this journey, you find out new things. I had came across human design, so that may be something that someone may want to look into. I'm a manifesting generator. I respond to situations. It's different aspects, like they have projectors and generators and things of that nature. It might be something like I get little bits and tits of information and I give them out. I see what I can use for myself, but it may be something that somebody else may be interested in to go further. It may be something part of your calling. So me, I respond to the atmosphere. That is what basically how I operate in this 3D reality. So excuse me, getting off of that. So getting back to the twin flame journey, you learn a lot. You come across things that you never think that you would, like crystals. Did not, I thought they were pretty. Did not know that they actually have like use and meaning. So I know one time when I started getting crystals, it's like, oh, they say hold a crystal and you can use it for X, Y, and Z. But I had became more sensitive. Like I can feel things, and it gets to a point now where I can hold a crystal and I can actually feel the energy coming off of it. And it's crazy because we were outside with the neighbor. I was outside with the neighbor and her kids, and he had some obsidian, and that may be something that somebody may need to go. It is good for protection. And he was like, he had found it in the dirt because they were doing gardening work, and I was holding it and I could feel little charges coming off of it. So he was like, I got some of this in my room. So he went and got a bigger piece. And he was like, can you feel this? And he's interested. I know part of my calling is to help kids. So he's about 11, same age as my grandkids. So he went and he said, I got a lot of this in my room. So he went and got some more. He's like, can you feel the energy off this? Like, he's getting really interested. So some of us are here to guide the younger people, which that is part of my calling. I have 5 grandkids. They're not in the area right now, but I know that is part of my calling, is to help guide the younger people. So, and he's asking me, he's handing me computers. He's like, feel me, touch me. Can you feel the energy off of me? I'm like, it doesn't always work that way. So, you know, I'm still learning my gifts, but it's nice that, you know, we can start to cultivate things in the younger generation so that they don't have to go through half the stuff that we go through, thinking that we're losing our minds and things of that nature. So, you know, that's one plus of the spiritual journey, because basically that's what the twin flame journey is. It is a spiritual journey back to self, back to source, back to oneness. And you and your twin flame are never separated. You're the same being, same frequency in another body. You're never separated. So, is there anything else I want to say on this? Because I'm just, you know, giving you a little insight to what some of the things are that goes on with me, that's in my life and my calling. And when I had to start putting out messages about twin flames and things and talking about love, it was very challenging. Sometimes it's still challenging for me, because initially it was just like, I don't see this love in my life. Why I gotta talk about it? So, but it was about me becoming that love. As I said, be the love you want to see in my intro. So it was like, be the love you want to see. And what is that? Manifesting to become, something like that. So be the love that you want to see in your life, and you will start to attract that. It does take work, and a lot of self-love is necessary and crucial. I'm hearing it is crucial for the journey. And that is basically the reason. Once you start the journey and you get closer to union within self, your person will start to pop back up. You can feel them throughout the journey. I've noticed on occasions when you needed them, you know, need them most, or when I needed him most, they will show up. They will. They'll disappear like they were never there, but they'll show up. So, yeah, I think that might be it. Oh no, I was talking about the love messages and things that I have to put out. I don't always like doing those, because, you know, sometimes I feel like a fraud, but it's like, I'm not a fraud. You know what's up, and you're here. I'm here to transcend society norms. So it's like, even though you may not see it, it's like, what, faith without sight, or something like that. You have to have faith without seeing it with your physical eyes, because I'm shown things all the time, whether it's in a dream, whether it's in a vision. Sometimes I get actual visuals, things. So signs, synchronicities, names, birthdays, just anything that kind of like triggers you to think of that person is like, you know, it's real. And it's coming to me to say, if you have been in something that is toxic, where physical harm has been done, then that's not it. That's not a twin flame journey, where like it's very extremely toxic, where you're in something. I mean, for me, but I'm getting urged to say, or edged to say, if you're in something toxic where, you know, there's physical harm, emotional harm, you know, a narcissistic paradigm, that's not it. That is something that you probably should leave. Love yourself enough to leave. So, me saying that, I've never had any physical altercations, no words of anything. I've been the one spouting off things, but no like physical, and it was me being in my emotions, like, why aren't you here doing X, Y, and Z. You know what this is. Why are you acting this way? But I was being triggered to heal things. Just like in the recent, I was being triggered about my father wound. And that's what happened. I went into a realization that I was also carrying a father wound. I've had mother wounds, so I knew eventually I was going to have to, start healing stuff on the father side as well. So I kind of had like a double mission. It wasn't just the mother lineage. It's the father side too. So that's the side that I'm kind of like on right now as far as like healing. And I'm just like going with the flow, letting things come as they should. I'm not going looking for nothing because when you try to force it, it doesn't work anyway. When you try to force the healing, it doesn't work. When you try to force the relationship, it does not work because it's energetic. When you are healed enough, you will magnetize your person back in. And that's just how it is. And then also people still do have free will. So just be the best version of yourself. Heal, self-love. Have boundaries when needed, because boundaries are definitely needed. I know of something that is coming in the near future, and I'm prepping myself on how to handle such things. Basically, I'm hearing temper my temper, because I do have a bad temper, and this is like family stuff. It's not the twin flame thing, so it's like a family things. Someone's coming for a visit who's toxic and I'm like, things have already been said, and this is just another part of the journey, healing the family healing the family lineage from toxic things. So it's like the people around me may not have changed, but I have changed. And I'm going to continue to change and evolve and grow. And that's what the twin flame journey actually does for you. So I think that is actually the end of the message. And this is kind of like a long message. But yeah, Dark Night of the Soul is awful. I ain't gonna hold you up. It is awful. I got nightmares. I was seeing things, hearing things. I thought I was going crazy, but spiritual gifts were opening up all at the same time. And I thought I was losing my mind, but I didn't. So you can come through. And you will have like many dark nights of the soul throughout the journey. It's like death. I'm hearing death and rebirth. I'm getting the death card from the tarot. So death and rebirth over and over and over. You feel like you're down 1,000 times, but it's very much so necessary for you to become the best version of yourself. So yes, that is it for this message. If you stayed this long, I thank you for watching. If you like the content I create, I put out, that I am channeled to give out, I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share. Sending you loving healing. I appreciate you. Make sure you appreciate yourself, and remember, happiness is homemade. Feed yourself some good shit. Mind, body, and spirit. Have a wonderful morning. Bye.